request for sales return. This feature might sound weird to you that how can I request to return the sales that are already made to any other vendor. But this feature is mostly used in internal transfer among the sister outlets. In some of the outlets dealing in FMCG segment, the movement or the internal movement of goods is very high. To streamline this, we have given this feature of requesting for sales return, which means you already sold the goods or sold the raw material to another outlet or transferred them, but you want them back for any reason. Let us see how can you generate that request in Petpooja inventory. First, you need to log on to your owner's dashboard and then go to inventory section. Inside inventory, you will find a subheading of consumption, under which request for sales return will be visible. A screen like so will appear here. You can filter the past requests by putting in the dates or by selecting the supplier type, the requisition number and the status of the request. As you can see here, the request was directed to this particular restaurant, the date for the request, the sales order request number, total amount of the request, created by, status of the request, and there are few action buttons for the same. If you want to export this view, you can click on export all and an Excel sheet like so will be generated. Let us see how to add a sales return request manually. As you can see here, only restaurant and kitchen are visible. Why? Because this is mostly used in internal transfers only. I will select the restaurant, the date will auto-populate, and the button of editable is visible. You can keep this button checked if you want someone to edit this later on. If you don't want someone to edit this later on, you can uncheck the button. Now, an interesting thing to note here would be that once you request for the sales return, that particular outlet will receive a request which they can accept or reject. This does not mean that the sales is final. This is just for generating a request. Once the outlet accepts, you will also have to put in another sales return entry inside the software. Until and unless you record a sales return, the effect of this request would not be visible in your inventory stock levels. Let us add a demo stock for the same. You can use these buttons to manage this section. Once you put in your necessary raw materials, you can add more if you like. The stock quantity for the same will be displayed here. And once you click on Save Changes, the record would be added successfully. The first button is for editing the request. The second button is for viewing the request. This is essentially a PDF containing all the information mentioned inside the request. You can use this PDF for physical dealings. Other than that, the third button is for emailing the same PDF to any party. And the last button is for cancelling the sales return request. So this was all about sales return request of raw materials in Petpooja inventory. Thank you.